Once you drive a lifted van, you could never go back to a stock van.
Oh, that's the truth.
Never. 100%.
Yeah, because I had a lifted van, then I had to drive this not lifted for a year. Yeah, you can't go back. It's tough. It's gonna change your life. That's a promise. You gotta do it. I promise you, it'll change your life, and it'll be a little harder to get in your van too. So when I did that first round of overtime, that first 60-hour week, I just got into the groove, and I volunteer every time now. So it's my day off today, but I'm working today, so I'm gonna do as many 60-hour shifts as I can. I've been uploading van content for more than 10 years now, and hopefully I'm around for another 10 years. So when I was doing research on how to lift a two-wheel drive van, I ran into Action Van's website. I wanted a 4x4 conversion, but it's really expensive, so I Google searched lifted two-wheel drive vans, and this is who I found, Action Van. And the funny thing is, this is the same website from 10 years ago. They never updated it. So yeah, I was on here every day, daydreaming about lifting my first van build. So when I look up vans for sale, lifted camper vans for sale, I thought I spotted this van the other day because I saw some mountain graphics on a van for sale. I can't find it now, but it wasn't the same van. But when I saw it, I was like, is that the van I saw on Action Van's website? But it wasn't. I'll never forget this van. It has like a bunch of mountain bikes, and there's two of them right here. Here's two of them side by side. Pretty cool. So I finally looked it up. I never looked it up. I always wondered, like, what happened to these vans? Because this website's these vans featured are more than 10 years old now. And I remember daydreaming about this. I never got to this. I wanted to do this. I wanted to get a quad carrier for my last van and buy a quad. I never got that far, but this time around, I will tow a geo tracker behind my lifted van. But I always thought that this was really cool. Same website. So yeah, I actually did find this van. I Google searched it. But here I have a couple of friends with Class B RVs wanting to lift them. Well, Action Van, they could lift Class Bs. So if you want the budget 5-inch lift kit, Action Van can lift RVs. And here's an even bigger one right here. Right there, even bigger than that Chinook. So Action Van has done it. So to my friends wanting to lift their RVs, if you want to go the budget route, these guys know how to do it. So here it is right here. Found it. This was on sale in 2014 for $21,000. That was a good deal back in 2014. So there it is right there. And this is pretty cool. A few of you guys know that me and my girlfriend have a long distance relationship. That's why you see me sleeping up in Gorman a lot. That's our halfway point. But she went on a nature trip the other day, and she saw this, and she didn't want to cross this with her Buick Encore, little SUV. And then she showed me the picture, sent me this picture, and I was like, I would have went through that with my van. That would have been cool. I see guys with lifted trucks avoid this puddle. I don't. He went through it. How about Big Boy? Big Boy went around it. He's gonna go around it, of course. How about van life? Gonna go through it, van life? Nope. Shout out to Mike for reminding me about this YouTube user. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking about the old days of YouTube, and I remember this van tour specifically. I always liked this tour. He showed me the guy's actual username, and I remember seeing this guy's video, this Devin guy, but some other website, some other channel did a walk around of his van, because on his own channel, there's no walk around of his van. But This was the fun days of YouTube when I was watching tours like this.
Back ladder.
Like, I always liked this
Actually, really
build.
nothing too difficult.
It's like felt.
It's directly onto the wood down below, so any liquids that get spilled or anything.
So
like
yeah, this was is my comment still here? My comment might still be there. There it is. That's me 9 years ago. Nice van. The shorty full-size vans are cool. So that's what I was doing 10 years ago. There's my comment from 9 years ago. I was just enjoying people's van builds and just, man, wanting to come up with my own really cool van build, and this is my second one. And then, I could get like a little Ford Ranger 4x4 or something, but, or a little SUV like a Jeep Cherokee. Those go for pretty cheap, but, you can't have this stuff in a Cherokee. TV, my little table, bed. It's a compromise. Yeah, it's not the greatest off-roader, but I have a little house with me. So it's a compromise. Not the greatest off-road vehicle in the world, but you got a bed and you got all that room. You got a little house around you when you take your trips out to the desert. So that's why I chose to lift this, and the sentimental value. I love this van. I think we all are guilty of that, dumping way more money in our vehicles than what they're worth. But I remember at the first annual van meet, Holdfast, me and Holdfast were talking about lifted vans and how much fun they are and how a lifted van's going to change your life. Holdfast said you couldn't pay him to go back to stock van, and same here. I drove my current van build for a year before I was able to afford a lift kit. I still went out on adventures when my van was stock height, but I wanted a lifted van so much. Lifted vans are just cool. It's like the best of both worlds. It's like you have a bigger interior than an SUV, and you're lifted like a lifted pickup truck. So you got that cool factor of a lift, and you got more interior room than an SUV. So lifted vans are just cool.
Good morning. So where I slept last night, by the water, the river rapids. This is becoming one of my favorite hobbies, camping by the water. It's so nice waking up next to this. Here's my van. A little messy right now, but we just woke up.
You've probably heard me say this before, but we call this hobby budget sports mobiling. This is an action van lifted sports mobile for sale, and he wants way too much money. 45 grand. Yeah, he's not gonna sell this thing. It's well done. He has the same light bar as me, so he has all the expensive accessories except his light bar. He went cheap on the light bar. I wonder if he built this when that light bar was still available. He might have had this van for a long time, whoever's selling this. But yeah, budget sports mobiling. We call it budget sports mobiling because here's an actual sports mobile van, and there's a price of an actual sports mobile van, 108 grand. So a lot of us take the principles of authentic sports mobile van and just use our own ideas. So it's a fun hobby. So what are your guys' intention? Whoever's watching my channel, what's your intention with this hobby? Are you getting into the adventure aspect of van life? Have you already been into it for years? What's the end game? How long do you want to do this hobby? I want to do this hobby for as long as it's enjoyable. I'm more than 10 years in now, and I'm finally going to start going on really, really cool adventures. I finally have the proper van build. So here's another one. Way too much money. It's a lifted two-wheel drive. This guy wants 45 grand. But check this out. It's like this guy wanted a sports mobile. He built it almost exactly like an authentic. Look how close this guy got to an authentic. It looks exactly like the authentic one. So yeah, these go for about 175 grand. Sports Mobile still makes them brand new. They take the front of an Econoline, which is still made. Ford doesn't make the entire van anymore, but these guys took the front and made their own body. So I could understand why this is 175 grand. If you look closely, it's 3 inches wider, 1.5, 1.5, 3 inches overall wider than a real Econoline body. So yeah, that must have took a lot of money to build that. So yeah, you pay for it, 175 grand. So that's a little van talk today. Who's just getting into this hobby? How are you enjoying it? For me personally, I know a lot of people get into this hobby, sell. I want to be in this hobby for a long time and have my van for a long time. That's my intentions with my current van build. Unless I get like 100,000 subscribers and I could, afford something way more expensive, I'm going to keep my van for a long time and enjoy it. Go on a lot of trips. And it's been my intention this whole time. You know what? I was going to say that. That's another reason I wanted to make this video. So this is the authentic Sports Mobile 4x4 conversion. Doing the whole flexing thing. I poked fun at this the other day. Did the curb flex. I learned how to do this today. It's called flexing.
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
But when you look at where these guys are going, this is not hard. So, yeah, get out on adventures. Do some mild off-roading. This, even for a brochure, for promotional use, this is not hard terrain what they're doing. So I want to get out to Anza Borrego the 1st of March. I would go this week, but yeah, my sister won't be in town to watch my cats. So I will go the 1st of March. Anza Borrego. Anza Borrego is more challenging than this, and this is a 4x4 van. So that's my goal. So many of you who talk to me talk about wanting to get into a lifted van, get into the adventure aspect of it. Now, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you guys what these vans could do. You could do a lot more than you think. And all I have is a 2-wheel drive. I don't have a 4x4 Sports Mobile, but I'm going to show you guys that you could have a lot of fun with these vans.
What did you say? So you woke up earlier than me on your bike. What did the Rangers say, man?
Oh, you guys are those van guys. And then the lady popped out. Oh, they're the van people. Like, we're popular here.
Yeah, we're our own genre. We're the guys that don't sleep in tents or RVs.